Hello, everyone. Good evening. The ones that do not know my face, I usually not here on Wednesday nights. I never do talks in English. I do look like a white guy, but I'm not from America. That's why the accent. And goes by. So, one of the jobs, one of the works that I do here at the Broward Spirit Society is working with the young teenagers. We have a youth group Monday nights. It's usually high schoolers, but we have some like 20 years old, 21 as well.
Let me see if the microphone is on.
Oh, that one, this one.
No, it's
No?
on. No.
Okay.
I think it's yours.
Can you guys hear me with the mic? Okay, cool, perfect.
Now it's
We're on.
thank you.
Let's move on. What I was saying is the first time I was actually searching by ideas about self-esteem was for the young kids that I work with on Monday nights. And I noticed them is very hard to understand self-esteem having such little life experience. Like it's just a challenge. My first idea researching for this was a psychologist from Brazil. And he did a research over 3,000 teenagers, different states, different cultures in the country, and different economic backgrounds. And they all kind of, you're good, Roberta.
Good?
And they all had a lot of time in their bedroom, hours and hours, from school to the house, long hours in the bedroom, online, gaming, whatever, but long periods of time into parents or some responsible coming. So in the middle, might spend from 2 o'clock in the afternoon into bedtime in the bedroom. That's a very common reality in Brazil, in America, or any household in this planet. We do see that pretty often. For me, it's pretty sad, this lack of contact with other humans, kind of isolate ourselves, especially in a young age. And from this research, from this guy, one main point was hiding. A lot of hiding from them. Hiding from other opinions, from other kids, from even in social media, they are hiding. And it's a fear of judgment. How people are going to see me, what they're going to believe it's me. Am I ugly? Am I too short? Am I too chubby? Is my hair kind of weird? Is my accent too thick? What is it? And it's a lack of self-esteem. And for them, for this generation that has a lot of the parents working a lot, and they are alone long hours of their day, as soon as they're out of school, they are alone. That kind of smash your own beliefs, like who am I? Am I worth it? It's like a turbulence in their head constantly for a long period of time. And for an age group that is trying to define who they are. So it's a very special challenging moment in the life of anybody. And we are facing that challenge as humankind. That's the next generation of adults. Not too far from now. Maybe 5, 10, 15 years. They're going to be the managers, the leaders, the CEOs, the senators, all of that. The ones trying to navigate humankind to the next step, but lacking that kind of understanding of their own. So just start with the basics. What is self-esteem? Evaluation. Just got some keywords. I'm not vibrating that high, guys. Hour. Has not been. But let's go. Evaluation, perception, abilities, work as a person, seizing values. And I was saying before on Monday nights, and I was doing exercise with my class, how much time they were spending online. So since it's a Monday, your cell phone is going to show how much time online you had it. So like, okay guys, pull up your phones, let's check how much time you had online. It was Sunday, so it was no school time. So we had the whole morning, afternoon, and night to measure. And I remember, and that has been over a year since we did this. The lowest for a Sunday was 5 hours and 40 minutes. It's a long time. The highest, we had 11 hours. 11 hours of online time. And that's pretty common. It's not, wow, this crazy kid is doing 11 hours. We had 11 was the highest, lowest 540. Got 6, 7, 8s, and 9s, and 10s hours online. And from that time was no other human contact. So again, this is the perception of someone because they're interacting online. And I don't know if you guys do that much, but you don't really see the tone of voice, the face reaction, is it sarcastic or not. It just, communication online, it is great, it's helpful, it's fast, it's useful, but we do lose a lot of things that humans need to understand. Because if this guy's not liking my talk, he's just going to be looking at me like, but he's not saying anything, but we will understand. If you're online, we don't get it, right? It just dies there. So who am I? That's the question. That was the question for them at that night. From this whole time they're trying to find stuff. In the era of abundance of information. We have any information that we like to have pretty quick. So it's not a lack of information that we are in trouble right now. It's how we filter, how we see its truth, how we see it's worth it listening to, if that piece of information matches my heart, my feelings and my emotions and my background, if that's going to be any positive, or I'm just bombarded to whatever and got a heavy bag of information that's taking me nowhere but sinking me. What is it? And that was a talk for the kids, for the teenagers. I know we as adults are going to struggle answering that. If you're 15, it's going to be painful. They didn't have that many answers. It was just like, wow. Since we're talking about the self-reflection, how I see myself. How do I see myself? What do I value in myself? And that it's, if you guys go by appearance, personality, where I came from, as a culture, intellect, academic achievements, physical abilities, profession, productivity. That's, I listed like bullet points that I thought was the most important things that we see now in our society, how we see ourselves. Appearance, for me, is a major one right now. Since we start talking about social media, I don't know if you guys know, or social media is, you can show yourself as you please, as you like. can create a nickname, you can use a picture, or you can use a filter. Filter will be something like, I'm gonna show your face, I'm gonna show my face, but gonna be little twits. Maybe I don't like my curly hair, I want it straight. Or my eye kinda, I guess this side here, I wanna left it. Or my nose is not pointy enough, and I change it. When we're trying to fix our appearance using a filter to show the world, we want to show the world who we are, but we still want something that's gonna make me that I'm better looking or more confident, or an image that's gonna fit better to the outer world and to the other people. What I'm trying to say. Maybe that my message is beautiful. My music is great. My art is amazing. My speech is on point. But if I have some sort of lack of self-esteem, esteem what I'm doing, I might want to change how my appearance is and use a filter just for that. It's not shaming who does it. It just get an understanding why we do it, and like look at yourself like, okay, that's something that I had to work on, even though I'm doing great things. Appearance. When I first talked about this, was back a year ago, I was making jokes about my shirt here. That was counting how many times I used that shirt. So every time I had a talk, I wouldn't repeat the same shirt that I was using that night. And like, okay, I had about 11 button-down shirts. And I was like, okay, I already used the blue one, the pink one, light blue, white, because I didn't want to repeat it. That's very shallow. Even though I'm trying to make something good here. I was worried about my appearance. And we have a whole industry based on that. How many trillions of dollars do we spend on clothing? I don't have the male numbers of it, but I know average American women will use one piece of clothes 6 times. That's average. Sometimes you're not going to use it all. Sometimes you're going to use 20, 12. But average is 6. You buy a shirt at Target, 6 times you're going to see the shirt and disappear. You don't want to use it again. With that kind of behavior, we have problems. We do, as society. I don't know if you guys know, in Chile, Atacama Desert, they have huge piles, like dunes, mountains of clothes that are dumped in America, but there's no room for it, so we shipped to a country we can pay, it stays there. So we're gonna have jeans, shorts, sweaters, all that stuff, just because I'm not confident enough that I can repeat my shirt to talk to you guys. It's a lack of self-esteem. I think my appearance is going to be a major impact. It does. It does. Not going to lie to ourselves like it doesn't matter. I'm going to recognize it. Just because it's not like we're not proud of it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. That's the things that we face, the troubles that we face as humans about appearance. How do I see myself? Is it personality? That's who I am. Is it my personality who I am? What do you guys think? Have you realized it? We are in a spirit society. So we're going to assume that every single guy here in this room somehow believe you're a spirit. If you do believe in that, you're going to also believe in reincarnation. But you have multiple lives. We might not know how many going back or going forward. But we're going to have plenty. And is it the same personality for every single adventure that we go as a lifetime? Same guy, different shirt. I don't know if you guys are into zodiac signs. I had nothing to share about it. I have no clue, no knowledge, no culture about it. But I'm pretty curious to read about mine usually. It's fun. I don't know if it's true or not. Doesn't matter. But my cancer. And I know the characteristics of it. And they do match. Funny thing, they do match with me. Family guy, love to stay home, yada, 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 yada. If the next life, I'm reborn, right? And I'm Scorpio, I'm no longer having the same characteristics of that personality as a Cancer guy. So it's not my personality. It changes. You can see things that change. When I first moved in here, I was 19. I was a pretty funny guy as a teenager. A lot of jokes. I was fast with the jokes. When I got here, my vocabulary was pretty small. I couldn't make that many jokes. I couldn't be funny. One part of my personality back home was chopped as soon as I changed the vocabulary, right? The Portuguese to English. I couldn't. That was part of my personality back home. So I'm not my personality. Not my appearance. There's one, I don't know if you guys like it, but I do a lot. National Geographic, Discovery Channel kind of thing. And one day I was watching this, I'm not gonna remember the country in Africa, but it was in Africa. A tribe, big, huge black guys. And their beauty standards was big, huge, fat belly. That's the hottest thing around. Like that. And the biggest belly, you're gonna get the best girl. Period. That's as simple as that. And they had a whole diet of cow milk and blood to pump up that belly. Make it big. If that guy comes here, it's not hot anymore. His appearance changed. Even maybe his personality, he thought he was all hot. Change. Now his belly is no longer cool, man. You gotta work on that six-pack. Am I my culture? I consider myself a tropical man, which means I was born and raised Rio, Brazil, and I moved to Florida, South Florida. I don't do cold. I'm tropical. I grew up going to the beach almost daily. I got raised half a block from the beach. My dad was a surfer. I became a surfer. My brothers, we grew up going to the beach. Summer break, summer vacation was going to a different beach in a different state. My life was salty all the time. 7 years ago, I moved to Orlando, trying to see life there. Me, my wife, my kids. I didn't stay not even a year there. I moved down here with 11 months. It was too cold for me. And I found something about myself that I wasn't aware. How much I missed going to the beach. I could in Orlando. The next beach, I think, is 2 hours drive, something like this. So the daily routine that I get, connection that I have with salt water and go to the ocean and see sunrise and touch the sand and jump and get the kids running, not in Orlando. And it was tough, discomfort, hate it, move it back. And I discovered I cannot be, I'm not gonna say cannot be, but gotta be a pretty amazing opportunity for me to move to somewhere that's not gonna have ocean. But let's say next life, I'm from Idaho. I'm not gonna have that connection. Or maybe a countryside from Brazil. Or somewhere that's really cold, Alaska. That beach vibe, it's not gonna be me anymore. It was just the experience from this lifetime. So where we, the appearance, the personality, the culture. Is that part of my self-esteem? Is that who I am? Or is it just a little piece of experience? Intellect, academic achievements, right? Go to school, get a diploma, get a degree, something about whatever subject you prefer, and you believe you're like, I'm a doctor of yada yada. I'm a lawyer, I'm an engineer, I'm a designer, I'm a teacher, I'm a professor, and that becomes your stamp that you are. Nice to meet you, I'm Doug. I'm not sure how many, but just in this room here, we pretty much have a lot of immigrants, just like myself. And for the ones that don't know, sometimes depending on the degree that you have back home, that won't be validated here. So maybe you were an architect back in Romania, then you move here, you're gonna drive an Uber. Is that putting you down, make you sad? It's not me anymore because you had to have a change of how you make your living. For the ones with better memory than I do, Iraq invasion is what Bush administration, I believe, the son, and they had some of the government from Iraq, they moved here, they relocated to America for safety. And one of those, only very important people to the government back then. And one guy was getting interviewed. He was a taxi cab in New York, Manhattan. And he was economic, how can I translate that idea? It's he wasn't prime minister because that's not the kind of regime they had. He was the guy responsible for the economy in that country, Iraq. Extremely smart guy, no math like nobody. Now he's just driving taxi cab. If in his head, if that guy believed that he was only that, he sentenced himself to be so sad, upset about his changing life. Because his whole self-esteem was his position or his knowledge or his doctorate in economics. And that's, for me, very, very, very personal opinion, shallow, but also very true. Am I my physical abilities? I don't know if we have athletes here, people that like to do, I don't know, some sort of sports. I'm a big fan, I like it, I enjoy. I grew up doing that kind of stuff. And lately, I do enjoy running. For the last 5, 6, 7 years, I've been running a lot. And I don't know if you guys know runners, but some of us, pretty crazy about numbers. They get super competitive. Because you have the app, then your app have your group, then you're gonna see your pace, how fast you go, how far you go. And we lose the contact with this, the experience of exercising and the benefits that brings to community and to the individual. But no, I want to know how fast you went. Oh, how much you doing today? 5 miles, gonna do 7. A little better than you. What's your pace? 9.5 a mile? Yeah, I'm doing 8, man. Oh, I just finished a half marathon. I'm going for a full tomorrow. And that's all the time. and we're losing things there. Human beings, when we do overcome physical challenges, it comes such a, almost like a high of like, okay, man, I can do things. Things, period. Not that physical challenge. A buddy of mine, he's mid-60s, a little older than me. He lived here in Pompano over 25 years. And he's a runner. And he has done twice 100-mile races, which is over 30 hours running. And it's amazing. I cannot do that. 100 hours. 100 miles, 30 hours. You go to sleep, wake up, the guy's still running. Insane, right? But you ask him, is there anything right now that he believes that he cannot do it? Like, no, man, I'm good. Very settled, very calm. He can go over challenges like that. He was based here in the same apartment, same house, same neighborhood for 25 years. His business was slowing down. He's by himself, no family, no wife, just him. He decided to move to Utah, and he has been there almost 10 years now. And the thing that made him have the courage was doing 100 miles. But he wasn't looking for how fast the other guy was doing. Doesn't matter. Life is not a race. But he took like, okay, I always do this. That was his challenge. He's overcoming. And he can see the reward was not the medal, is the ability of believing himself. Productivity. I don't know if anybody here comes from corporate world or office life. I have some years in there. And it's always about numbers, how many you're gonna hit, how many next client, quota, the next meeting, the number. Oh, the team is doing 1, now we gotta push for 2. The team is doing 2, we gotta push for 3. The productivity and the numbers and the numbers and the numbers and the numbers and the numbers. Sometimes we even forget the next fella is still a human being, not a pushing buttons machine that we're gonna try to have more numbers. And the best guy in the team, like, okay, man, I'm doing better than you. We gotta be productive. We gotta be productive. We gotta be productive. When I was trying to get a better rep in my head, better understanding about productivity, I caught myself looking at my parents. They're back home in Brazil, and in the middle of the going COVID crazy, Brazil was pretty hard as here, a lot of bad numbers, and they decided to get out of the city and buy an apartment and get a little ranch 2 hours from the city in the mountains. And that was a retirement plan, and that started in the middle of the chaos and was slowing down, right? Life just. And how many of us, when we get to that stage of life, think that we are not worth anymore because we don't produce as much? I don't know, whatever job you do. Maybe you used to do cleaning pools, and you're young, and for 20 years you were able to push 20 pools a day. Then got a little older, it was 18, 17, 15, 10. Back hurts, my ankle sounds too high. And then 10, they're like, I can't do this anymore. I'm gonna sell my business and retire. And then you realize that my production is no longer the same. Then we get sad because we cannot hit the same numbers. We get upset. We're super sad. Sad for a long time. It's getting dark in that sadness. A little more. Just trying to remember the good old days. and more sad. And the self-esteem is based on that productivity. Then it becomes something more serious, more complicated with a depression. You're depressed. Then you don't even know what you're feeling anymore. Your sense of self-worth is based on that illusion that working hard was you. Every age group is going to have a challenge, a beauty, and a utility for humankind, for the individual. Kids, teenagers, young adults, and the ones that are looking for retirement too. Personal belief, I think we are going to an era that we're going to understand that better because population is getting older. Science is helping us to last a little longer. And we're going to have more gray hair. That's all. We're going to understand that our experience is worth it. That's my positive way of saying it. As for the soul, we talk about appearance, intellect, culture, all that stuff. That's individual appearance, matter, body. Doug Rosken, this guy. Am I Doug Rosken? I don't even like my name. My dad's choice. I don't like Douglas. That's not me. Am I this appearance? Curly hair? I'm not. It's just the vehicle for this crazy life for this time. But I'm so connected with my looks, my appearance, insecure about things that I don't know, how to control, to get over. Who is not? The ones they say, swear too much, they don't, they're lying. But maybe lying's a positive way to overcome those things. Those challenges are going to show up. Very true practical example is me talking tonight. I wouldn't ever do it in English. Ever. United is laughing because she knows. She's been trying to make me have talks in English for the last 2 years. I was convinced that my accent was a block. I couldn't do it. There was a lack of self-confidence that I could do something good, even with an accent. And how can I preach to have self-confidence? I can't even face my accent. Hypocrisy, right? I gotta do stuff. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So what's the self-esteem of the soul? When we just started to talk, I was talking about the teenagers. In that age group, personality was, boom, that's me. Have you ever tried or had the experience creating a different personality? No. I remember when I was 14, 15, starting to go out in Rio, and I was trying with my fake ID to get into clubs, that kind of stuff. I would create a whole fake personality of me. Not just the fake ID, but the personality. I was more outgoing. I'll pretend I have all this. I'll get ice and water because I didn't have any drinks. I didn't have money to buy the drinks. It was just fake. I'm a shy guy. Never will be that guy. And then the club, like, hey, what's up? But that personality, it was like a switch. I used it. Sometimes you see artists that perform like musical or theater or dancing. They would say that they use a different personality. A lot of them have different, a name, even a name for their personality. Like my stage name. It's just on stage, it's something. That personality is change your shirt, change the shoes, right? When you go dancing, you have shoes. When you go bowling, you have different shoes. When you go running, it's different shoes. Personality the same way. Well, we're super attached to that. Why we are so attached? Because the only thing that we know. If I know myself beyond the point of personality, I'm going to understand it's just one. How can I put in a good example? Just like an app. I'm on the phone and I have a lot of apps running. If I need to go somewhere that I don't know, I'm going to use Google Maps. They're going to take me somewhere. If I need to transfer you something, I'm going to use Zelle. I want to be smart, I'm going to chat GPT. Personality, just same thing. I want to do something different, it's going to be one more shy, doesn't matter. And that's not me, it's not the phone. The app is not the phone. So personality is not you, it's something to use it. But if you only use and touch the same button, you believe that's what it is. Let's get more a little complicated. On many occasions, people try to compensate for these feelings of inferiority by adopting ways of living in which they exaggerate and exalt their own personality. A tendency towards arrogancy, megalomaniac delusions, and a preference for ostentation are part of their behavior, of those who carry an internalized devaluation of themselves. First time I read that, it was in Portuguese, and it felt like a punch in my face. Very impactful. It's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. Because that's our society right now. That's us. That's sad truth, but it is us. If we can see all the layers of the most superficial one that we're showing. Oh, I got cool shoes. First thing I do, I'm gonna take a picture and I'm gonna post it. Now they're really expensive shoes. Then I'm gonna make a whole scene of opening the box, right? You see the brand. Oh, Doug is doing good. He has the money to buy those shoes. He's a rich guy. That's us. Am I there? Again, shallow. That's too little for humankind. If we truly believe that we are God creation, part of that, we have that in us. We have that spark. Is that spark made to buy expensive shoes? Oh, please. Mediocre. Sorry, it is. Individual needs to believe they are superior. Lack of meaning. How can we see that? If I believe the color of my skin makes me superior to you, because yours is brown, black, yellow, rainbow, I create mechanisms, ways, cultures, beliefs, books, theologies, whatever, to make you small so I can make me big. Because I just feel small. Unconscious to consciousness. Permanence. From personality to individuality. Reason to issue. Doing to being. So we're talking about productivity, personality. Gotta do, right? Produce. I'm not none of that. I know you guys are not. But it's a mystery how to pretty clear the daily lives who we are. There's some challenges. Some people are going to say it's easy. Others are going to say it's hard. Others are going to say I'm talking BS. Belief in nothingness. That's what stands out for me. Inferiority complex. And that you're going to see a lot in leaders, political parties, any country, not being specific to America. Materialism. If I block things from the other, say I block resources from my brothers, say I believe in creating walls, it's nothingness. Because again, I'm not attached to only this life experience. If I understand that I'm just going through with that, the next is going to be something different. How can I be racist if I'm not going to be white all the time? Makes no sense to me. How can I believe that women are inferior if I can be a chick next life? That makes no sense to me. It's just a graphic way to make a summary of what we should go through. Don't take this as hard copy truth that you gotta follow for your life and okay, gonna be there. I believe we are here. Sometimes we cross path with somebody here. We forget it. So what's the self-esteem of the soul? None of that, right? All that stuff like we should drop. Just like a rocket, we see NASA's launching, SpaceX, now we have all those. We are rockets shooting to the stars. And we drop pieces behind. Drop pieces behind. Go high, let stuff go. Another piece go, another piece go. My personality goes. I don't care about my body like that anymore. Goes. When I'm coming from doesn't matter. Next time I'm gonna be coming from some other place and drop that. Then you go up. Nowadays the rockets are actually returning. So who is my soul, my spirit? I don't know if you guys are into Kardec teachings, but in his book, there is one question about what is the difference between soul and spirit. And the soul and the spirit are the same thing. Spirit is when it's incarnated, attached to the body. Soul when it's not. So there's no difference. So, oh, my spirit. No, me. spirit. Oh, my spirit might do, but I'm here now doing it. No, it's you, not my spirit. Maybe my arm, that's not me, but spirit is you. Soul is you. It's not like something attached to you, what you use sometimes. That's you. It's how we go through those things without being so attached to body, personality. It's not like it's something bad. The body is not bad. It's a big advancement. It's something created to help us to develop, to understand things, to go through challenges. It's something very positive. We can do amazing things with it. We've been developing. We're going to do more and more, but just not us. There's this lady. She's been doing research about human behavior for a couple years now. Psychology. I think she's from Harvard now. Amy. She talks about power posing. Have you guys ever heard of power posing? It's the Wonder Woman pose like this. And she has a whole study about it, that 2 minutes of that pose, you're going to increase your testosterone level, which is pretty known that you make me feel powerful, you own it. Your stress level is going to drop, so you're more relaxed. So no drugs, no magic, just the use of this machine in a proper way for 2 minutes, going to increase your self-esteem. Just this for 2 minutes. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to show anybody. You don't have to take a picture poster. You just can do it for 2 minutes, and you're going to be increasing your self-esteem. Self-esteem, guys, from my understanding, is not something static. It's going to be changes, challenges. Period of time is going to be, you're on your lower. Maybe you need help. If you need help, this place can help you. Show up here, ask for help. Be humble. Asking for help is something that sometimes is hard to do. You're going to find it. But personal and spirit can grow, understanding our self-esteem. Okay? Thank you very much. Have a good night. Yes, what is it? The individual, in my concept, is forever. Personality is going to change. That's how I see it. The individual goes through changes, personality, we bump, change, switch. Okay? Thank you, guys.
You can't hear? Oh, now you can hear. I'm like, oh my God, did I do something wrong? Not the reminders tonight. Thank you. Okay, so playtime, Festa Junina. Oh my God, that's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be on the June 7th, correct? June 7th, Festa Junina. We are accepting cash donations, people who want to cook, and typical food donations as well. It's going to be out there, right? On June 7th. Spiritual talks, public meetings in English every Wednesdays, 8:15 right here. Okay. Channeled messages on Wednesdays arrive by 8:10, and then you can put your name right there in the library, and you're gonna get channeled messages. It's really interesting if you didn't know about it. Who didn't know about it? No? Everybody? You didn't know? Oh, okay. 8:15. If you come in, right there, and you put your name on a piece of paper, you get channeled messages. Yeah, okay. Fluidotherapy, magnetized water Wednesdays, 8:15, and passes. Fraternal welcome and treatment at distance on Thursday, 7 p.m. We have Portuguese and English wellness program. Tuesday, meditation, 7 p.m. every Tuesdays for you guys that love meditating, right? When we love meditating. Every Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Spiritual surgery, you need to book an appointment for a spiritual surgery if you need one. On a public meeting, you can book an appointment at the bookshop. Right there, it's free of charge. Volunteers, we need volunteers for the yard sale. June 14th, Friday, we have Saturdays at 5:30, starting at 5:30 on Fridays. Saturdays, opening shift is 6 a.m., closing shift starting at 9 a.m. Every second Saturday of the month. If you need if you want to join the team, you can contact Karen, and her number's right there. All right, end the slideshow. So let's close our eyes for a little bit, and let's go back within ourselves. Why don't we start with a deep breathing, and just forget about everything. Forget about anything that you are worrying about, that you're concerned about. Just try to channel your own spirit. Just try to contact yourself. And as you're taking deep breaths, you inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Allow yourself to become aware of this energy that exists within you, of this energy that exists, that is present in this moment, all around you. Observe the rising and falling of your chest as you're breathing, inhaling and exhaling. And allow yourself to say a word, a phrase of gratitude, something that will bring you joy, something that will bring you happiness. Manifest love, light. Manifest spiritual abundance within, all around you. Physical abundance, healing. Manifest. Let your cells know that they can communicate, that they can heal one another, that they can send healing throughout your whole body, from the top of your head as you're inhaling to the tip of your toe. Let all the muscles, all the cells, all the tissues, all the organs of your body, that they are allowed to heal. Send that command to your body of love, healing, and peace. And as you inhale and exhale, allow yourself the strength, the divinity that abides within you to have reassurance that you are your own God, that you do have the power to heal yourself. You do have the power love, all the light, all the abundance, all the beauty, all the kindness, self-love, self-respect,